Hey Angels, what is up? Nightwing Angels here. um, okay, let's get down to the bottom of this. I have something to tell you. I just looked up our old trailer park, and surprisingly, there is 2 to 4 murders there. No wonder why the place was so spooky to me, right? And let's talk about this park in particularly. Okay, I didn't look it up online. I actually asked a few people, and before he died, I asked my grandpa. I forgot about talking about this in the last video. He said that a little kid was drowned there by his own mother, and then his mother killed herself there. So there's 2 murders, and, well, 1 suicide, 1 murder. Then there was supposedly an old lady there, and she killed every kid in that house that she had. Then she killed herself. That's about 5 or 6 murders there. And then a suicide again. Does anybody see a pattern here? Murders, then suicide. I think the place was haunted before, though, because before the place was reported to be haunted. Like, the women and men that stayed there said they could not go back because they seen a little kid in their window. Like a little kid asking them to come with him. And the kid was previously seen at night on the lake, like drowning. And they thought it was a kid. So, talking about my friend's ghost story about his choker and the kid. Doesn't this all seem like a pattern? Is this all a game? Are they all playing with us? Are they all lying? Or were there really murders and there's really ghosts there? Like, I believe in stuff. I believe in fully ghost and everything because my brother has proved to me throughout my year of being a sister that he has seen some. And I've seen some kind of ideas of what a ghost would be, and I've went through some stuff like that. But guys, talking about this trailer park kind of makes me have chills already, because murders, then suicide. Isn't that a pattern? A little bit of a pattern. Let me go ask somebody that's been through this years and years and years of life. And life and more. Grandma. Okay. Don't you think if our trailer park that we lived in before, we can't say where we live. We can say it's Indiana, though. Right. Don't you say. Okay, my grandpa told me this story about how the kid got drowned. You know it's true. Yeah. And do you remember me telling you about that old woman? Uh-huh. That's true, too, of course, because she was there for a long time. Okay. Woman. Murdered son, then killed herself. Grandma. Killed the kids in the house, then murdered herself. Doesn't that seem like a pattern? But the place was reported haunted before. Like, I don't know who the lady is. It was like 19-something. Probably in the early sometime when when people, like, used to stay there, like, just for fun, it was reported haunted. Because people would see stuff. And, personally, I see that as a pattern. Like, as in, like, they're following in what something said to them.
Like was in there, yeah.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. Because I'm, like, a little spooked about talking about it. Because, personally, if that's a pattern, that means it kept on happening throughout the years. And that's why they were finding people dead there. And that's why they turned it into a trailer park. So they wouldn't find people dead anymore. But still, the yet is, people don't see that there's things there when there is.
Right.
And what I think is the pattern is murder, then suicide.
Yeah.
And what's going on here is if you go through murder and suicide, you kind of just, like, quit out on stuff. Like, if you go through murder, then you do a suicide, pretty much people say it's demonic in church world, but I don't think it is. I think it's your thoughts and reality to the ghost, like the spirit that's coming around you. And what I think is is before that woman drowned her kid, I think there was already a spirit there. Like, there had to be something there that's causing all this disruption. It can't be just a normal person. That would be brainwash. And it's hard to brainwash a normal person on everyday life. It's hard. And when you do that, you have to take some time in your life to figure out what's going on here. And when you're doing that, you have to see the fact that there's a lot of murders there and hauntations, but those people are trying to figure out what's going on. Bubba, would you quit? Sorry guys, I'm trying to explain something here and he's talking. Okay. And let's say, since you got a lot of dream catchers in here, there's no spirits in here, but they could be roaming through the house and we not know it. Yeah. That's why the house is so uncomfortable to us. Like, Mom, she's saying we're crazy. Well, there's a dream catcher in there, too. Yeah, it's uncomfortable in there, but you see a dream catcher in there, don't you? Stop, Junior. Please. Because there's a dream catcher that belonged to her. That's why she's comfortable in that room. Because in every other room, she said she could sleep fine. But has she ever really slept in those rooms? She slept fine in the living room, yes. But when I'm up late at night, I see stuff, it looks like. And I hear stuff. Like, I hear footprints in here. And what I'm thinking is because personally, I think we're all sleeping fine is because we're thinking it's okay. But personally, I know the trailer park's haunted. I've been out there in the middle of the night and weird shit happens. Like, you see things in windows, you see people, it sounds like people are crying. I mean, personally, if there's a banshee there, Ireland, you're correct. Banshees are real. But, like, would you quit saying your names, Bubba? Oh my God, he's recording on YouTube, I think. Oh my God, he's recording on YouTube.
His name's Bubba.
Guys, he's recording on YouTube, guys. Oh my God, how did he get a channel started? Guys, my little brother is channeling on YouTube. And he's only 3. Okay, let's get back to this, though. And what I'm saying is, if this place is haunted, that means a whole Greensburg could have a chance of being haunted. Because, personally, do I want to go ghost hunting? Yes, I do. But we need the projects and all the experience into it, like sage, cards. We need to figure it out. But what I'm saying is dream catchers are in this room. You're not going to feel a spirit. Because, personally, dream catchers cast out the bad things. Even ghosts. It's been said they don't, but they do. It's in Indian folklore. And there's a dream catcher in there. A demon or spirit ain't gonna touch it because bad things get cast out. In Aunt Karen's room. Only reason why Dad don't feel anything is because he don't believe in it. Bubba personally has told us that he's talked to Papa and Uncle E. So, what I'm saying is, if that's a true fact that he has seen them, that means there is some spirit in here, lurking here, either copying them or they're here. And what I'm saying is, if that is a true fact, anybody that has had a loved one pass has most likely had a hauntation or a spirit lurking around them. And what I'm saying is, if that trailer park's haunted, personally, people don't see it because they don't believe it. They don't believe in the past in that place. It's old newspapers. It isn't online. It's old newspapers. And what I'm saying is, yes, they're like from 1970s, guys. 1970s. That place out there is 150. By this year, it is 150. I'm telling you, there's no 175. It is only 150, but it is haunted as AF. And what I'm saying is, if it's that haunted as now, what's going to happen in the next 50 years with it? It's going to be covered in death. Like, I mean, people have car crash. No, I know, but people have car crash there. People have almost died there through car crashes and everything. And recently, one of my best friend's mothers had a car crash and she survived. But she's lucky. And, I mean, when she survived it, there's a possibility that there could have been something like it. I think it was a deer or somebody. I don't know what caused her to crash, but still, that place is haunted. There's a chance of a car crash can cause into death, and death caused that place to be haunted again. And what I'm saying is, there's a whole bunch of stuff there. You just don't see it because personally, nobody has pulled a ghost hunter out there because ghost hunters are more focused on our bridges and our older houses than they are that trailer park. It's 150 years old.
Yeah.
150. It has more of a chance than being haunted than these houses out here because these houses out here are occupied.
Yeah.
People driving by them all the time. Yeah, I'm not saying it's not haunted, but guess what? Our high school is haunted here. Our high school is haunted. My friend, I'm going to say his name here. My friend Kendall. No, not Kendall. Who was it? I don't know. Dalton, somebody. It was Dalton or Kendall. And they walked by, and the light was on. And there was nobody in our school.
Our school is haunted.
Yeah, and I believe that too, because the elementary. We were leaving for school, and one of y'all janitors shut off the light, and it flickered back on. Our schools are haunted. People don't believe it because they don't see it. But I had one of my best... Well, no, actually, he's not here no more. But if you're watching my channel, I don't think it was Kendall. I think it was Kendall. I don't think it was Kendall. I think it was Dalton. Because personally, I've walked by the schools and the lights I have walked past the schools and the lights have flickered. I don't think it's me because I don't have any energy on me then. And if there is energy that follows me every day, that means that energy is trying to tell me it's there. And what I'm saying is, personally, if those places are haunted, the whole Greensburg city-state can have hauntations everywhere, and we just not know it.
Oh, yeah.
Because that is what I'm thinking is possible. Because, hold on. Because the hauntations here are so recent. Quit. I gotta continue this YouTube. The hauntations and stuff are so recent and so old that this place is a historic place. There's an older town that was closed down and like rebuilt. That's right next to us. My old teacher, Mrs. Walters, you know her. She went to the school there. And she says the place has a possibility of being haunted because she said that there was a lot of deaths there too. A lot of passing away, a lot of cemetery. And you know, the cemeteries are here, of course, because, hello, this is an old place too. I don't know how old Greensburg is. But Greensburg is a pretty old place, and that's all I know. Greensburg, Indiana is probably one of the big hauntation places ever. They say Silent Hill's bad. If you go through this place, you'll see a lot of houses with flickering lights, and nobody's in them. Mm-hmm. Because this place is probably just about as bad as Silent Hill. No, they don't try to kill you. Of course not. The ghost here don't try to kill you. They just try to scare you out of being back to that place. And that's the thing. That's the thing I've realized through here. More people believe in God here than any other place. And that's what I'm saying, because they could be godly spirits and we just not know it. But what I'm saying is, this place is old enough to be haunted. So there's other places around us. Like Richmond, there's been some sightings of that old hospital being filled of whoosh whoosh. Shut that door, mom's asleep. And like what I'm trying to get at here, people, is that people say the smallest of cities aren't haunted, but this only has a population of probably 1,070 people. And this place is covered in hauntations. Like, I mean, you can go, there's an old peeling house near an old street that I know of, and it has had flickering lights on and off all of its years. It's never had one different flickering light until probably recently, the last time I rode my bus to my school. And that was the last time I've ever seen it flickered. But every time you go by one of our schools, that house in particular will flicker. Their lights flicker. But what I'm saying is there's a possibility of electricity shortage, but that house has had no one in the past 3 years. Now, particularly for this year or next year, it'll be 5. Because 4 would be this year. And next year will be 5. And their lights still flicker. There has not been electricity running in it in forever. And the lamps still flicker. I'm not lying. You can shake your head as lightly as you want. Because, you know,
listening.
Because I've seen stuff happen in our trailer park that's really creepy. You know how my mom and dad were arguing? I think it was an evil energy there. Because when my friend Blaze was younger, I'm just going to say his name now. When my friend Blaze was younger, he he experienced a little kid in his room telling him to drown himself. Telling him to choke and drown himself. To be with that kid. And Blaze did reject. Of course he did. And I mean, was I scared of the place? No, because I knew the energies wouldn't have messed with particular people. But that house that my dad wanted to get down by Braxton's, its lights flicker. And it's been 5 to 10 years that anyone's been in that house. And its doors open and shut.
What house?
It's a white house right by that yellow house.
Yes.
Its lights flicker, its doors open. It's haunted.
What yellow house?
The one...
I thought they were going up to their hill.
No, when you go up to our hill, you pass our trailer. There, you go down that small hill. There's a yellow, then there's a white house. You look at that white house in the middle of the night. Its lights flicker. Its doors open. They shut. That house has been locked up and has not had electricity running through it for 5 to 10 years. And it still does it to this day. That trailer park, everybody thinks
There's people that died there.
Yes, there is. An old woman shot her kids and her grandkids in the head and then shot herself. There's been drownings there. But what people don't see is that anywhere in this whole town could be affected because of that stuff. And we could even say they're godly people, because godly people get evil energies around them and their head just goes bloop out of the world. They automatically train themselves to go somewhere else and do something else to their lives. Which is, I know we haven't been affected, but come on. Ghosts have to be real, because Bubba says he's seen Papa and Uncle E. And he said it a lot through these past few years. And, I mean, he's not really innocent anymore, and he can't see them.
He was outside playing.
Yeah, he was knocking on doors. He was playing with them. He would pick up toys and talk to them. I mean, see, energies have to be real. The only reason why we don't feel energies in this house is because of these. They cast out evil energies. No matter what it is. Indian folklore is real.
That on YouTube?
Yeah, it's a YouTube video right now. Whoosh whoosh. That's all I gotta say about this life, guys. Evil energies, light energies are real. Bye-bye.